This is technically our second video, although the first one's the introduction, so I'm gonna call this chapter 1, episode 1. And I thought I would go back just about 6 months, so fairly recently, although as I was thinking about sharing this story today, I kept thinking it was only 3 months ago. And I was like, wow, only 3 months ago. And just as I started to settle in and get ready to hit the record button, I realized it's been 6 months. My most recent surrender, I guess I would call it, is right about 6 months. And so much has happened in that 6 months. So when I was thinking it was only 3 months and being astonished by that, only 6 months is still pretty crazy to me. The day, and I don't remember the exact chain of events and how long necessarily it had been building up, but I remember the day, and I remember the last few straws, because any one of them on their own, probably wasn't a really big deal, although some of them were huge. There was a lot going on. And when the final straw broke that day, I remember very clearly having one of two choices left. One was to actually lose touch with reality, with going crazy and just giving up my brain to something I didn't have to work at, maybe. Yep, go be crazy. I'm checking out. Or complete surrender. And the surrender wasn't giving up reality or staying sane. It was, I don't know how to be sane anymore. So, universe, ancestors, spirit guides, whoever would listen to me at that moment, I need your help. I don't want that to happen, but I don't know any way that it's not going to happen. So feeling like the only choice, because the only thing I really truly understood to be possible was that I was about to actually lose touch with my sanity. Up until that point, I had been believing that surrender was saying or writing or saying over and over and over again, yep, universe, I know you have it. Yep, I know whatever happens, it's for the right thing. But in order for me to believe that was the case, believe that to be the case, was putting faith in things that were repeatedly failing me through no fault of my own. Things that were supposed to be working in my favor, that I was trusting that it would, because I deserved that to be the case. However, it was also against my intuition at that point to put my trust in those things to happen the way I understood they should versus what had been happening. So, not that I had unrealistic expectations of things that I didn't have experience with, or that I had prepared for, or did everything that I was aware of needed to be done, and they were failing me. So I couldn't have faith in those things anymore. The things that I needed to come through for me in order to just have things go the way they should go. So not unreasonable expectations of what the outcome of these situations should be. And therefore, I was saying, thinking, writing that I surrendered, that thinking my surrender was that I was giving over my experience with these things as not working out for me, as if they were then going to be corrected somehow. But because my experience was that these things are going to fail me, I couldn't really put my faith into that being the most it could reasonably be. So, figuring out if everything goes the way it should go this month, based on my understanding of how things go, then these things are going to happen because of that. But I was giving too much assignment to the things instead of the overall surrender of who, what, when, how, in what form, what time. All I could picture was that I stayed on the path that I was on, and the other things were going to get better. So instead of trusting my intuition, my gut reactions, my why the hell am I still doing this? I let myself be talked into staying on that path with changing what I was doing as the solution. So I had to work harder or be more organized or all things that I have done in the past. Be detail-oriented, be over-communicate, work longer hours, all the things that were in my control. But any of those things that I had control over, that I could do, didn't affect the things that weren't going the way that they should. without any kind of relation. So I understand if I make a mistake and something goes wrong, that's because I made a mistake, and that I accept that, and I can apologize for that, and I can explain what happened, and I can say it won't happen again if it's in my control. But if it's out of my control, and I do everything the way it's supposed to be done, and it still doesn't turn out how, at the very minimum, what should be expected of it, then why should I put more energy and more time and more health and more all or any of those things into what can't be affected by that? And I think, well, I know that I had just gotten to the point that I was, even though my spiritual practice was probably at its height at that point, and I was earning more money than trying to remember the exact number, like 300, I had 350% more sales in 2022 than 2021, and 2023 was shaping up to be even better than that. So the money was coming in, and I knew it was coming in, but based on how things are expected to go, with the information that I had, according to the rules, was living as though the next month was going to happen as that, or better. So I still was taking the assumption that everything else was going to operate the way that it was supposed to, and therefore I would see the results of my efforts sooner than later. So when a transaction is supposed to take 60 days and I give it 90 and then pad it a little bit because I'm trying to be realistic, and it still doesn't line up. So I'm giving all the benefit of the doubt. Everybody's going to do what they say they're going to do. They are going to act the way they do most of the time in my experience, that if you publicize in print and ask me if it's okay, if it takes you a week to do this thing that you do all the time, then I think it's going to take a week. And because I don't want to be burned on someone else's estimate, then I'm going to add on to that what feels safe. And that's what I'm going to count on. And with the padding, with the bumpers, with the just in cases, it still wasn't happening the way I understood it to happen. So I was hearing that the way to do it, here's what you do, the surrender, the give it up and let it go, the putting it out there, and whatever happens, and not having an expected outcome. I still had expected outcomes, and I still had deadlines and timelines and quality expectations based on what I was led to believe, when I usually erred on the side of cautiousness. And then I did start making mistakes because I don't know why. I was going to give you because. But making mistakes on things that I'd then been doing for a long time, and things I was double and triple checking by now. I was missing mistakes. So now I no longer, or by then, I didn't have faith in myself, faith in the system, I didn't have anything to have faith in anymore. That's what I was going to say, but it's not. That wasn't really what I was feeling. It was I was trapped somewhere that I couldn't figure out how I could affect how anything else was going to change or get better. And not for lack of trying, but I wasn't feeling valued in big parts of my life and day and where my energy was going and the balance of good days and bad days, and therefore it was getting more of my energy and more of my displeasure and more of my stress. And while I was in general handling the stress of each individual thing as it came up, because I was learning those, then new stuff was coming out and that I couldn't be prepared for or learn about, or I always was feeling behind. And the days that I felt like I did a good job were when I was really engaged with what I was doing, when I would feel passionate about a project or a client or an idea that it was shorter and shorter lived. And things that my best clients went to utterly confusing and difficult clients, and clients I hadn't heard of for a long time were getting back in touch with me, or just saying, thank you for something that I didn't even feel like I had a lot of influence on. But the times that I did put a lot of heart and soul, and those were not the times that I got those reciprocal energies. So there I was. And I felt trapped. All I could do was say, hey, you guys, I'm asking because I don't know what else to do besides lose my mind, and I really need your help here. Could you just point me in the right direction? Immediately, what I heard in my head, it wasn't an audible thing, was to write. And I had done some automatic writing at that point. Had a couple of experiences with channeling before that, which is a story for another day. But to really just pour it out of me about everything in that moment, and have it all sort itself out on the pages, and not seem so confusing or complicated or not knowing whose expectations of me to trust. So I wrote. Until I wrote, take a mental health break, and to call my employer. Something like that. Essentially, you need an immediate mental health break, and you're going to ask for it right now. And you're going to ask for a month. And you don't know how you're going to make any money. And it doesn't matter, because this is really important. And it's not up for debate. So I did. And I said I needed an immediate mental health break for 30 days. And I wasn't going to take care of my customers or respond to emails or phone calls, but that I would make sure that my team was equipped with as much information as possible to take care of them in my absence. But I knew I had to completely shut it off. I combed through my emails that night and all my client folders and put as much information with each customer and project and everything that was up in the air, so hopefully no one would have to contact me about anything that was going on while I was trying to be separated from it. Because it was taking over all the things that used to bring me joy. So the dinging of an email coming in or the sound of my phone ringing used to be good news. It was an order or a new project or something to do, something to fix, something to make better. And by make better, I didn't mean something was wrong and therefore I need to make up for it. But this thing doesn't work and I have ideas to make it better. And people listen to me. It took me a while to compile all of that. And of course, I had sent it with instructions to contact me if they needed help with anything about it. My priority was that the clients were taken care of and that they didn't feel the brunt of me not being there, that there was a smooth transition and I wouldn't be gone forever, that I just needed a break, and I just needed a reset, and I just needed to not have any of it to worry about for 30 days. That it was my attitude, that it was the mistakes I was making, that it was the people that I was counting on to do things, or that I was going to help while I was there. This time it was all me just saying no. No, I'm not going to do this, try this. It was gotten less and less natural for me, I guess. And the encouragement and support was less and less genuine. But the paychecks were getting bigger. Finally getting bigger after taking a huge risk and a huge jump from a larger salary and benefits, really good benefits, and seniority and security. Did I say security? I was good at it. I worked with people I really loved. But my boss was going away, and I saw other changes coming, and I trusted that that was the next thing I was going to be successful at, and I took a chance on. So the sacrifices that I made and other people made for me to take on that responsibility, even with low expectations of progress and success, it still wasn't me. And I couldn't quite get it to feel me. And it wasn't coming naturally. And by then I had to make it work. I had to succeed. I had to be good at it and contribute. And I used to be successful, so of course I'm going to be successful again. And I made X amount of money when I left there. I understand that it's going to take some time, but that I'll be making more than X amount of money over there. And I'll be able to choose my time more, and I'll be able to be flexible. And everything seemed just right. And it was because after probably a week of not doing it anymore, I knew I didn't want to do it again. And the reasons that I kept trying to do it, that I kept trying to be successful and successful, which meant making a certain amount of money and having a good reputation and whatever else success meant to me when I made the decision that I made based on the information that I had. I didn't know really how I was going to get through that month financially, because I'd already gotten paid for the month and all the bills were already due for the month. I didn't get paid what I thought I was going to get paid for the month. Then I remembered that I put myself, my highest good, my highest purpose, I put that all first. And I put my faith in the universe that if I was to be intentional and mindful and do things for the right reasons, and I was doing it for the greater good, that I knew whatever was going to happen was going to be good. So my only plan was to do what brought me joy, what made me happy, be around people that were good for me, that I hadn't spent enough time with, that I wanted to see more of. And that was it. What was going to happen was what was supposed to happen. That doesn't mean that I didn't get wrapped up in some of the details, and that I didn't find myself planning on certain things happening the way I thought I saw them developing, or at the speed I needed things to develop, or more so that other people wanted to know the plan and the timeline. And it's really hard to explain that no plan is the plan. Surrender. Surrendering the outcome I didn't get it until then. And I've learned many, many times since then rock bottom for people is going to be really different for everyone. And a rock bottom for someone who's maybe had an easier life, maybe isn't as far to go, or rock bottom for someone that's already had to learn a lot of really hard lessons may not be too far down. Rock bottom to you may not be what you think it's going to be, or come in a form that is most likely, or may not even be recognizable to some people because the challenge doesn't seem that desperate or apparent to people with a different frame of reference, that someone else should have been able to deal with that better, or not let it affect them, or didn't they see it coming, or I don't know. The important thing in that rock bottom is that it faces people with the choice of faith in something unfathomable, or experience their version of death, maybe. So is it living or dying? I don't think I'm afraid of dying anymore. So feeling myself and knowing myself dip into insanity was a form of dying to me. Checking out. Bye-bye. Because I like living. I have lots to live for and be grateful for, and love and appreciate, and I can't imagine what me not being here anymore would be for other people. So being physically alive, but not me anymore. Having absolutely no control over what my brain could make me do. giving it over to my brain, or giving it over to the universe. Yeah, the last 6 months, some rough stuff in there. Not like the previous 6 months for me, which is nuts. So the difference now being that I was counting on things to go right, to go at least according to plan. I keep getting reminded that there is no plan. If I'm thinking about what I'm doing, if I'm being mindful, if I'm listening to my intuition, my desires and my passion, then I can't possibly choose wrong. Even if I have to be dug out again, which I don't see happening again. I know the value of the lessons that I had to take on that path. But the choices now are so much better. They're choices are either good or better. And I can say no. Most of the time. I I can be authentic most of the time. I get filled up most of the time. And yet, what I thought were such important pieces of my survival game, to know that not only am I getting a paycheck next month and the month after and the month after, that I know where the money for basic necessities next week is coming from. So the value of the dollar and the energy and the ease and confidence and faith, I have more up in the air now than I ever have. There was always a plan or an idea or a plan B, plan C. I thought I would go back after 30 days. 10 days, I knew I wouldn't. And I didn't know how the next month would be or the next month would be. And I kept getting the signs that I needed at really scary moments to just trust and believe. And it was reinforced and reinforced. And now I'm learning even more what I need or want or would make things easier or hire people to do the stuff that you don't want to do. The money solves so many problems that you can make problems go away with money. But how much money is that? I mean, What are you solving for when you surrender? Stop thinking that and it's not like giving up when you realize you can't win a game or a fight, or you're being pursued. So often surrender is perceived as giving up somehow, giving up hope, when the true surrender is turning towards hope. It's nothing but hope. And true surrender is feeling that it's going to be okay. And I am going to be okay. And it may not be how I expect it's going to be okay. Because I may have not even considered how the best way that it could be okay. Not just okay, not the okay when someone says, "How was your day?" Okay, but okay. Okay, we've got this. Okay, I'm there for you. Okay, I know you have my back. A determined okay of it's no matter what it feels like now, that it's never going to be this bad again. And the fact that this bad is really not that bad. It's really not that bad. In fact, it's pretty amazing. What I want to keep bringing you is hope and the inspiration and support that You need, wherever you are, to just keep going. And if you haven't slowed down yet, to be really mindful and listen for guidance and for your intuition to come through. When you are open to endless possibilities instead of yes or no or rich or poor or spend or save. If you spend enough time quiet and breathing and trusting yourself and letting your circle of guides and influences change as it needs to, and people going in or out of your life that you never imagined. That taking chances for your highest purpose and for the greater good what could possibly go wrong? Because there's nothing really dangerous about risks like that. They're not daredevil moves that you are putting your physical body at risk, or a mental risk that you're putting your mental health at risk. those aren't the kind of moves that put the really important things at risk. And the important things will change, and it will get easier to release them because you learn that releasing for the right reasons doesn't mean you won't have the opportunity to choose again. But for now, this is the right way to go. And knowing and trusting yourself and the universe or spirit or God, whatever you call your source, the plan is there is no plan. So the less time we spend worried about and figuring out and controlling the outcome of a plan, and just be okay with knowing it's okay. And you'll learn to appreciate more and be grateful for more and recognize how special things are that you didn't expect, that things arrive and show up that you didn't even consider as an option. And you get grateful and you get more grateful, and it just keeps coming. I think there is going to be more editing of this video because I have more thoughtful breaks. My last video, all I did was, and I don't even know if that ended up happening, all I did was cut off, like me literally turning on the record button and breathing and turning off the record button. So much that I want to tell you and share with you, but I want it to be in pieces that go together and have appropriate places to stop and start and wrap up and how long is too long? How short's too short? Chapter 1, Episode 1. Feels done. Because it's a lot. Because there's more to say anyway. So I'll be back next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. I'm gonna keep showing up with what I feel like I have to give you, and what I want to share, what I hope you have the capacity to listen to and hear, maybe come back and subscribe or like or share, because you are feeling like I get it for you, and that I see you and I understand you, and that I'm doing this for the right reasons. And that you get inspiration from that and are able to find a little bit more joy and pursue your passion and your soul fire. This is what I had to give you today, tonight. I have so many ideas of how I can help and how I can serve, and what I think you want to or need to hear. But I have to know when to stop, too. So thank you for being here, for watching. Thank you for taking the chance on a video by a 50-something-year-old woman with purple hair and nothing in the bank. I do have stuff in the bank this week. But that I can't tell you how exactly to get to where you're going, where you think you're going, from a luxury home sitting on a stack of money and books and things that prove I've been successful at this. You just have to see me authentically, and that I'm coming from a place from what it might seem on paper as less than 6 months ago, a year ago, 6 years ago, but that I'm richer in so many more ways, and how quickly the riches add up when you can keep surrendering and trusting yourself and the process and the journey. And I hope this is a reminder to you to keep coming back to it and keep practicing and keep trying and mark and celebrate your achievements, even when they're not being recorded the ways that you maybe expected they would. So I keep trying to say goodbye and I think of other things to say, so let's save it for another day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go about your day. Come back. Happier. More optimistic, more grateful than yesterday, even a little bit. Maybe a little richer. Maybe in a different way than you thought. But let's get back here together. Compare notes. I started a Facebook group that I'll put the link for down below. So far, I'm the only member, but hopefully there will be discussions soon. The support, the support, the people, the reinforcement, the encouragement, and the empowerment to grow, to take the chances, the risks, that it's going to be worth it. The more places that you find that, the better. So here's another spot for you. Take care. We'll see you soon.